Well, glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome to St. Cyril Methodius Orthodox Church, Madison, Wisconsin. I'm the pastor, Father Gregory Jensen. If you were watching the video I was posting a moment ago, you probably wondered what happened. It sort of cut out. And that's because I realized I wasn't making any sense in my own head. And I thought, I better start it again. I was wanted to talk about faith and fuzzy thinking. And I started going down rabbit trails, which is actually the problem that we run into a lot in the faith. And the reason for that is I think sometimes we are so captivated by the poetry of faith that we think poetry is the way to think about the faith. Now, I must confess, I've never really been one for poetry in the formal sense. I understand that Shakespeare's sonnets are lovely. That never really works for me. But because I tend actually to think in more abstract terms. But what I mean by the poetry of faith is not the beauty of the faith, but the fact that the faith is shrouded in mystery, and it is something of an affront to our presumption that we can, or to our ego that we can understand things. A lot of times I think what happens is that we instead of embracing the mystery of the faith, which should cause us to stand in awe and humble silence, we use the fact that the faith is mysterious as an excuse just to just say whatever we want, secure in the knowledge that other people will not be able to contradict us because it's a mystery. But in fact, Augustine tells us that that theology is faith in search of understanding. And there is a rational component to the faith, and that can't be minimized. Certainly some people take it to the other kind of extreme. But I think what we're facing a lot of times today is people who really think that faith in Jesus Christ, faith in the gospel, exempts them or doesn't require from them rigorous thinking. And to be sure, not everybody has the inclination or the education or the skills to do things like systematic theology, historical theology. But I do think we need to be able to at least contend with the facts of the faith. One author, John McGinnis, recently posted an article on Law and Liberty on the difference between poetic truth and what he called factual truth. And by poetic truth, he means rhetoric that serves an agenda. And it doesn't really matter whether or not the thing that we're arguing for is true or not. We say it has sort of a higher metaphysical or a symbolic truth that allows us to sort of ignore facts. But we really can't do that. We have to pay attention to the facts. I think one of the things that trips us up, though, is that the facts, the way we talk about it today, usually comes from our understanding of the empirical sciences. And empirical sciences give facts, to be sure, but a very specific kind of facts. They talk about things in terms of probabilities under narrowly defined circumstances. So the scientist says, thus and such is true under these conditions, or actually, it is likely that thus and such is true under these conditions. And that's okay in science, but we can't really apply that kind of thinking to the faith. And this, I think, is where the fuzzy thinking comes in, is that we assume that because the faith is talking to us in terms of things which are certainly true, that everything we say is necessarily true. And it really isn't. It's just kind of egoism writ large. So what should we do? Well, I think historically, philosophy has always been the discipline that we study before we study theology. And I think that would be helpful to maybe if we all studied philosophy a little bit. But I think more importantly, I think we should inculcate, I know I need to do that, a little bit more humility in the face of, well, just about everything, honestly. And maybe slow myself down and be a little bit more hesitant to speak. Unfortunately, a lot of times Christians feel the need to fill the air with words and comments. And I know I certainly do that as well. I'm prone to that. But it may be something to think about. Maybe we have too much information out there, too many voices, too many people talking about things that they know absolutely are true, even though, well, there's really not a lot of evidence for the validity of their position, or the evidence is contestable. That's just for consideration. Kind of a rambly thing today, and I apologize. Anyway, it is 8:20 here, and we have liturgy starting in about an hour and 10 minutes. So if you're able to join us, either here in person at St. Cyril Methodius or online, please feel free to do so. If you are watching online, take a moment maybe to give us a thumbs up or a heart or make a comment or something. My last video at the 4-minute mark, my wife went he. I'm not sure what I said, but evidently she thought it was funny. So yay, thanks, Mary. That's good. Little joke. Anyway, hope to see you at 9:30 again, either here in church or maybe online. Until then, God bless everyone, and see you in a bit. Bye-bye.